I'm Wyatt.
I'm Foster.
And this is Indie Roulette, where once a week we take a gamble on an indie game from the bottom of the steam barrel and seeing if it's worth your hard earned dollar bills. Our opinions are final, objective, and if you don't agree, you are wrong.
You really nailed that intro.
That was third take. No, I'm kidding. Anyway, we,
Yeah,
we played a game this week.
we played a game. I picked it out last week, and I picked out something a little different from my tastes. That might have been a mistake. We'll get into. That might have not worked out super well for me. But I picked Faith the Unholy Trinity, and I believe you have the Steam summary up if you want to read that off.
Yeah, so the summary is what you are about to do has not been approved by the Vatican. As a young priest, struggle against demons, insane cultists, and your own weakening faith in this pixel horror game inspired by the era of classic 8-bit gaming and the satanic scare of the 1980s. Released October 21st, 2022 by Airdorf Games, published by New Blood Interactive. A
But I
horror,
didn't do any.
psychological horror. I said these tags are
Took
useless.
a long pause.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of forgot I read the tags earlier. Anyway, the horror game.
Yeah, it's a horror game. It's 8-bit. That's cool. It's in a square, not a rectangle on your screen.
It's
I
true.
forget what that's called. It has
It's like 6 by 19 or something. It's not it.
that's not a square, bro. It's something by something.
Yeah.
But yeah, it looks like you're playing on like a CCTV almost. It's got the old pixel art style,
It's a
really
CC by
minimal animation.
TV.
Until it is like that, until it fucking switches to. Did you have a 3DS as a kid? This is gonna be
Yeah,
specific.
I did. Yeah.
Do you remember the animation software that was built in? There was an app. I'm getting really specific here.
Maybe.
Sorry.
I don't
Okay, well
know.
you could animate on that, which I loved as a kid. I would draw shitty animations all the time.
Okay.
But there were some built-in ones that almost looked 3D, and it looks almost identical to me from my memory as a 11-year-old
Okay.
to what the cutscenes in this game looked like.
Well, because it's not like it's rotary animation. So
Real
it's
quick, just in case someone's stupid and doesn't, the listeners, of course. What is rotary animation?
so I said that word. I don't know if that's actually what it is.
You son of a
But
bitch.
it's a person like recording themselves and then they just draw every frame like over it. I'm pretty sure. So like that's like a
Oh,
dude, like when it's like, the guy like someone's covering their face or like turning to the camera, that's like a guy recording himself turning to the camera, and he's just like either putting like a filter and then fixing it and animating it or whatever, but it's like it's him moving like with the
that
animation,
makes so much sense.
which
That
works.
makes it works. It's incredibly effective.
Yeah, because the whole game is like, you can't barely see your dude animate when you're walking, but then like,
You've got two animations.
yeah,
And one is your left leg forward, one's your right leg forward.
and
That's all you
your
do.
third leg forward, which I'm not talking about what you think I'm talking about. I'm talking about the cross.
That's the second secret ending, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, this game. So just for the background, for people that don't know me as intimately as you do, I I cannot play horror games. I am a complete baby, and like I've tried to play multiple Resident Evils. I've gotten too scared. The only horror game I've ever finished was Outlast, but I played with someone sitting next to me on the couch, and even then, it was a battle of attrition. Took a long time. And so I picked this thinking it looks creepy and like it has a really weird tone just with the like because even the all the sound is like sounds like it's coming from a system in the 80s. Like it's all very much set in that time. I looked
Yeah.
it up. Even the audio is a text to speech from like the Commodore 64. Like
I was
it's
wondering what effect they use. It's pretty cool, but yeah.
yeah. So it's like an old 80s like text to speech
And then like distorted to hell.
situation. And then they just distort it through like fucking crazy,
Yeah.
especially for like the demons and stuff. But I picked six. I was like, this looks interesting, and I love stuff that just has like a solid vibe to it. So I picked this. And the first night I picked this, I was home alone and it was dark, and I played for about an hour, and I got really fucking scared, and I turned off my Steam Deck, and I turned on all the lights, and I sat in bed and watched fucking like YouTube reels because I was just
You
so
know it's
fucking scared.
you know
It's
it's tough when you
ridiculous.
go to YouTube Reels, man.
Oh my god, I'm just watching The Boys. I'm watching the entire show The Boys in 8-second clips.
Nice. That's
It's a
so. Have
problem.
you not watched a single episode of it?
I watched the first season,
Nice. Okay.
and now I just get like
Now you're watching season
yeah,
4 through through reels.
I mean, literally, it's pathetic. But it got me through this experience. And so just shout out to this game just before we even get into it for being genuinely scary to me
Hey, shout out
because
to the
that's dope.
boys.
Shout out to the boys. Shout out to all the people who like clip out 8 seconds and put it on YouTube. But
Yeah.
also, I want to what's the opposite of a shout out? Like,
Um,
what do you say when you wanna, like,
quiet
shit on
down.
people?
Quiet
I
down.
want okay, yeah, I wanna tell all the people on YouTube who take the clips of Homelander, who's, like, a satirical character, and they clip them out and they post them, and to me, it feels like they're posting this as, like, "Hell yeah, America."
Because
And
he's
those people need to quiet down.
because he's such a
Like
Chad.
he's such a oh my god, and it's like, do you not understand he's, like, the worst and, like, a fascist freak? But no,
No, you
they
don't
don't
get it. He does
understand that.
a
They think
he
he's so cool, bro.
he does what's the
Ah,
opposite of a heel turn? He does a real 180 in season
what?
4. Kidding.
A heel turn is a 180.
I thought heel turn is like when you become bad when you're good.
He
Because
was
like
bad the whole time, though.
I know, yeah, I was joking that he gets really good in season 4 when he
Uh,
doesn't.
oh. Well, I mean, I knew that because I watched it all on fucking YouTube Reels. I can tell you everything that happens in that show.
You see him
Crazy.
get milked?
It's just I did see him get milked.
Hell yeah.
Yep. That's crazy. That's fucking anyway, this game, why don't you give your thoughts? And by the way, on this one, I think maybe we kinda steer away from, like, big story spoilers.
Yeah, it is like the entire game is a story. So
Yeah. And I mean, well, I'll
so
talk about
deep.
some, like, bosses and, like, game mechanics and, like, vibes, but I'm definitely not gonna be like, "This is what happens at the end of
Yeah.
the game,"
Yeah.
shit like that.
I think that's fine.
But, hey, listen, if we spoil it, yeah, fuck you. It's our
Yeah, if
podcast,
something
do
gets
what we
spoiled,
want.
you have to deal with it. And if you don't want to get
Yeah,
spoiled, you click off and never watch another video again.
probably the right call because we spoil stuff every like, I don't think
Okay, it's not like we
we're
played
ever
a
gonna do
single game with like a real story so far. Besides, I'd say
when you
maybe Fallen Aces and Narita Boy, I guess, but
which we didn't finish, so we couldn't spoil.
yeah, exactly.
We'll avoid spoilers just going forward as much as we can on this episode. Given that, why don't you give us your thoughts?
Yeah, it was
Why
scary.
it?
I liked it. I didn't finish it. I will say.
Neither did
I
I.
I beat the first two missions and then I got very like short into the third one, which it's sad because I think the third one actually was really fun for like the little bit I did.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, but I'll probably go through and finish it. I know I say that about every game we've said or talked about besides Narita Boy basically, but
Mhm.
I will I think go through and finish it. Yeah, I enjoyed it. The first night I played it, it was also at night and I was also home alone because I simply live alone. And I think I played through the whole first mission, or I don't know what to call it, like the first level, I
It
guess,
was a
because it's like
chapter. It's called
chapter. Yeah.
yeah.
I played through the whole first chapter and I got like 3 of the endings, I think, and then I looked at the wiki for the other 2 because I wanted to see what they were. Um,
Mm, cool.
but that's as far as I got in that one, and I killed the secret boss in the first level. But that's
Nice.
it. Yeah. For my first night, but it's scary. I'll give it that.
Yeah, it's really
It
spooky.
they
It's
get you real fast. I don't think it's a spoiler to say like literally the first thing that happens is that you like when you get out of your car and you walk up like one screen and that fucking
the little white monkey thing.
yeah, oh I know what it is now, but that's a
Yeah, we know
spoiler.
what it is.
Yeah, but it runs up and just murks you. It killed me. I didn't know that there was a little
Oh.
I didn't know what to hit. I was just trying to run away, so it just murdered me first thing. Like I died within like 20 seconds of loading up the game.
It's funny. I yeah, I crossed it away.
Yeah.
I held him off. I held him at bay. But definitely scared the fucking shit out of me.
Yeah.
And the sound cue, just like the sound every demon in this game makes is just so like it feels it's like nails on a chalkboard-esque almost.
Yeah.
Like it hurts my brain to hear and like listen to, which
Well,
is awesome.
yeah, it's loud. It's like out of tune.
It's very similar, like, in, like, horror movies when they do the thing where it's like, they know what sounds, like, just trigger a fear response.
Yeah.
and they play those, like, undertoned, like, this is that, but, like, screaming it into your face,
Yeah, and when
which is
like
cool.
they say words or they try to sometimes, which makes it worse, I think. And then if they just scream,
Mm.
it's like you can every once in a while make out like a word, and it's like, oh,
Yeah. I watched speaking of YouTube Shorts, I was watching videos of this guy, like, I found one because I was just looking at Faith and scrolling through and, like,
yeah.
looking at what people had posted about it,
You wanted to
and
get
one guy's
experience without actually playing the game
well,
again.
no, we'll get to that because actually that's exactly what happened,
That's
but
so funny.
not for the reasons you think.
Okay.
Um, yeah, but one of the guy's whole videos was, like, trying to decipher what the like, some of the demons were actually saying through
Yeah.
their, like, super distorted voice, which is cool because they I think he was definitely like, some of those were definitely real. It was a neat little addition, which I think this whole game is just a amalgamation of neat little additions. There's so many little
Yeah.
secrets and attention to very small details. And like you mentioned the secret endings, there's a bunch of secret endings and just secrets in general you can uncover,
Oh yeah.
which is really cool. And I was telling Kelsey that it feels like a game that you see the main character in a horror movie find a cartridge of in their attic
Yeah.
and then like plug into their like old Atari or whatever and they play it and then they become haunted because they found this like cursed game.
Yeah.
It's very much the like I was like, this feels I even like I wrote a long written review this time too, and I was talking about how it feels almost like a found footage. Like this is a found footage game to me
Yeah. It's like
in a way.
yeah, like you found the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it being a style from like the 80s art style and the 80s sound design and the 80s style like all of that does make it feel like it was almost like it was ripped out of the past.
Yeah.
And so it feels really unnatural just from the start. Like it's like this is weird. It feels old, but it's clearly not. But I don't know. All that to say, really just really great like tone setting
Oh yeah. a hundred
throughout the
percent.
entire game.
Yeah. No, they kill it with like atmosphere is like the number one positive in the game. I don't know how far you got because you didn't finish any of the levels, any of the chapters.
So I can you go ahead. I finished chapter one. I finished three quarters of chapter two, and I think I was about halfway through chapter three.
Okay, so we
So
probably
kind of
played around
weird.
the same amount then. Like
Yeah.
lengthwise,
Yeah.
just different portions of the game. It's weird. There's not a lot of gameplay. Obviously, the gameplay consists of like walking and holding up a cross
Yep.
to both like if you hold up a cross against little like things that kind of seem out of place, you'll get a cool little note to read that gives you like lore for the story and why you're there because they don't tell you anything. You just pop out of a car. From what I
Yeah.
remember,
Yep.
I don't think they like give you a little preamble or anything.
I think I mean the first note you find gives a pretty good immediately
Yeah,
it's like
yeah,
this
that's
is
fair.
kind of like their like exorcism happened
Yeah.
and then from there it builds. Yeah, the notes remind me a lot of the first horror game I ever played, Slenderman.
Oh,
Um, that
except
was like I
we're
mean, there's less of a story there, but
yeah,
that is a similar because you start this game off and you're wandering around the woods and you're finding notes that are
true.
telling a story, and there's a fucking weird white like gangly creature chasing
Yeah,
you, and I was like, oh, Slenderman. And then the
yeah,
game obviously completely is different and changes and is
yeah.
nowhere near that, but similar storytelling method in the beginning.
In my opinion, they like the environments themselves and like the game got progressively better as I was playing. Again, I didn't get that far into the third one, but I really liked like the hospital bit um at the
Mhm.
start. Uh
Yeah, yeah, I totally agree. The game, I think, definitely got better, and I know the first chapter for this released like a year before chapters 2 and 3
yeah,
came out.
it was probably like they had more time and money after like the first one was successful is what probably
Yep.
happened.
I think you
Yeah.
can feel that in there's more cutscenes, cutscene animations in the 3rd one especially,
Yeah.
and I think also just, like, the general story ramps up at a really satisfying pace from the 1st chapter to the 3rd chapter
Yeah.
in a way that's, like it's, like, escalating itself in a way that's satisfying and also makes for more fun exploration because like, you're going to more and more locations instead of just staying at that house for 3 chapters.
Yeah. Well, and obviously, like you learn more about what's actually happening, so you're less
Yes.
confused. And then you're more
Yeah,
confused, and then
I
you're
was
less
gonna say,
confused, and
you
then
get more confused for sure. Yeah, I really did like the story. Like, I thought one of my earlier notes was, like, these notes my notes on the notes,
Ayo.
um, like, these notes you're finding, I was like, "These are great, like, tone setting because at first they're not super story related, but then as you go, they get more, like, revealing secrets and truths of the world.
Yeah.
And I thought that it was a very compelling way to move the story forward while also having, like,
So true.
the did I cut out pretty
Yeah,
hard?
you just dropped entirely.
Ah, son of a bitch, my headphones made a weird noise, and I was like, "Oh, please don't tell me this is gonna be a whole thing."
Yeah.
I was saying that even without the notes, I think there is this level of storytelling in the world, and, I mean, there is dialogue that you get,
Yeah.
and with those in the cutscenes, I think there's still a story here for those of us that are too scared to explore and find all the notes that are lying around.
True.
I want to I wanna speak to this now. I don't wanna wait too much longer. The reason I didn't play and finish the game,
Mhm.
the story and the world and the art, like, the art direction and, like, everything, the cool animations and the cutscenes, I thought it was all, like, amazing. Like, actually, I thought that part was damn near perfect for what it was going for. Like, it's definitely, like, you can tell it's, like, an indie game made by, like, 1 or 2 people, right? And
Yeah.
it's low budget, but, like, I love a found footage movie. One of my favorite horror movies is Skinamarink, which is, like, almost not even a movie. It's just an amount like, it's just, like, a bunch of clips in the dark, and,
I
like,
fell
nothing really
asleep.
happens.
I fell asleep watching that movie after Kaylee got her wisdom teeth out, and we were watching it.
Yep, yep, and so, like, it's not a movie for everyone, and this game is not a game for everyone, and the story is and the animation isn't for everyone, but I loved it. What I genuinely hated was the gameplay, and
Okay.
not the gameplay of exploring and finding notes, but anytime the game puts a like, it puts fucking boss fights
It
in
does.
front of
Yeah.
you as, like, hard like, you have to fucking exercise this demon, and it was fine in chapter 1, there wasn't anything I felt was, like, egregious. Chapter 2, I straight bounced after the cemetery sequence. There was a boss I got hard locked on, I could not beat it. I looked up how to beat it, and I was like, "Oh, it doesn't even look hard." But then you try to do it, and the game is just plays so slowly,
Which
and I
spoiler
don't think
alert?
it's
Which
balanced.
which one?
Spoiler alert, spoiler alert. The fucking umbilical cord guy.
Really? He
I
took
just
me
did
like
not
two
fuck with him.
tries.
Yeah, dude, I tried him like 15 times, and I was like, "This isn't even fun." Like, I'm not having fun. I don't know
Damn.
what was up. I just couldn't wrap my mind around it.
Yeah.
And I know it's probably like a skill and a patience issue, but it's not why I wanted to keep playing this game. Like, I wanted to keep playing this game because the story was so good and it was so much fun to explore and find out secrets and, like, be genuinely fucking scared as shit.
Yeah.
But then, you know what's not scary? Playing the same fucking boss for the 5th
Yeah.
time, 6th time, and it's like, there's no
I
real like, the gameplay mechanic is walking around and raising a cross. Like, that's not
yeah.
a Souls game is fun because you die and you try again, but the gameplay's fun. A game
Yeah.
where there's no fucking gameplay, but you have to, like, slam your head against the boss for 20 minutes is shit.
Yeah. I will say I do enjoy that they had the saves like directly before the bosses. So I
Yep.
think that helped me with not it's like the Dark Souls approach where it's like, you know, your like save is like directly outside the boss room a lot of times.
Well,
Sometimes it's not and it's really annoying.
that's the Elden Ring way.
Yeah, yeah, fair
Dark Souls
enough.
games say, "Fuck you." Do the boss run.
Uh but like I like that about this because the boss fights weren't fun. I'll agree with that, but they never frustrated me too much because I was like, well, I'll spawn like directly outside and I'll just be able to like finish it up here.
Did you didn't get far into chapter 3, right?
I only did the bit where you're like, mobbing around on the little hospital bed and then you escape with the cop.
Mhm.
And then so I basically did the first day. Um,
There okay. There's some bullshit later on in that one.
yeah.
Like, okay, spoiler alert again, I'm just talking about a boss, not
Woo
even the
woo.
story.
No.
There's, like, a whole like, there's a couple bosses where each one is a gimmick fight,
Yeah.
and I looked up the, Okay, spoilers again. This one's for the final situation, not the story, just the final situation, the boss. But
Okay.
honestly, if you're gonna play this, I'm fucking helping you out. 'Cause there's a bullshit mechanic in that one too, where like it's games doesn't explain it to you, but once you like kill the final boss, it splits into a couple pieces, and you have to run yourself through a torch on the wall and then run back to the corpse before it can revive.
Okay.
And it doesn't tell you that. It doesn't and, like, the people I was because I watched a couple things on it, and they're all like, "This either took you 100 tries or 1."
Yeah, like
I'm
if you
like
knew
and
what to
it's shit
do.
like that. And there's another one too where, like, there's, like it's like a mirror demon, and the you can only see the demon in the mirror, but for whatever reason, I couldn't get the, like, damage to proc, like, even when I was standing, like, in just in front of him with my cross up, he wasn't taking damage.
Yeah.
And once again, I watched videos on how to beat this shit, and it still couldn't get it to work. And for like, I was so frustrated because all I wanted to do was progress the story,
Yeah.
but I got hard locked on these just honestly, I feel like really shitty boss fights, and it was just a bummer. It was a real bummer
So
for me.
you didn't get past, I think it's like it's after you do the three mini bosses, like the
No,
big
I
boss out,
one
or no,
it's
the
one
one
of
to
those
the
mini
right. It's the
bosses.
one to the right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, no.
Okay,
And
okay.
I really did not.
Oh, you were
I
maybe like a third of the way through chapter two.
okay, I thought I was farther. I think chapter
No,
1's the shortest, so my
chapter one is pretty
perception
short.
of
Yeah, yeah.
how long it is. And I didn't watch chapter 2. I watched a quick summary of chapter 2. I watched the ending of chapter 3
Okay,
because I
I
wanna
have
know
not.
how it ended.
Yeah, yeah.
It's cool.
Yep.
If I'm judging this game just on the story, it's a fucking banger.
I will say, what's his name? John. What's your guy's name?
He doesn't need a last name. His name is Priest
Ward.
John.
John Ward.
Mm.
John Ward is like the Tom Brady of like mental illness, but he's like the fucking
You can do it.
Al Horford of Al Horford's pretty good. Hold on, let me cook. Let
It's
me
like,
cook.
what are you talking about?
He's like he's like the Markel Fultz of exorcisms.
He's like the Guy Fieri if demons were diners, drive-ins, and dives.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just waltzes right in there, owns the fucking joint.
He's like Chumley from Pawn Stars.
Yes.
Yeah.
Show I've seen many times.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, this bit is dry. It's been dry for a while. It's
It was
been
never
dry when after you said fucking like Orwell Redenbacher or whatever the second one was
that was
after
Al
Tom Brady.
Horford. NBA Celtics legend.
Anyway, I felt the bosses sucked,
Yeah, fair enough.
and yeah, but I cannot stress enough how much I enjoyed every other aspect of this game, though. I mean, for real. Shout out, kudos to whoever made this. Set up a mode where I can just auto kill everything, and I'll be so happy.
Set up a story mode.
That'd be so cool, actually. I was super surprised. So, how did you find out there were secret endings? You said you got a couple of them on your own.
I got so spoiler alert.
We should
In
have
the
just.
in the very first level, at the end when you get the shotgun,
Mm.
I went and I shot the mirror to the left and it cracked. And I went back into the room and the shotgun was there. So I picked it up again and I shot the mirror and it cracked a bit more. So I went and did that like three times. And then you walk into
Oh,
the room and there's like a secret boss. It's probably someone that pops up later in the game. I just don't remember what he looked like because it was like a week ago when I played the first level.
yeah, I
Um,
really want to spoil this shit.
but
I won't.
there's a secret boss, and you like just it's like every other fucking boss fight. You just hold up the cross and you dodge them. Um,
Hmm.
and then you get like a note, which again I don't remember what it said. I'm sure it also was pretty useful for what you find out later on, or like big foreshadowing or something. And then the other one, the other ending I got was just like the ending where you shoot the crawly guy.
Slenderman. Yeah.
Yeah. And then you just drive away and you're like, oh man.
Yeah, that's the technically the good ending.
Yeah. And then I got the one where I guess the secret boss wasn't an ending. It was just a boss, and then you leave and you can
Mm-hmm.
do whatever ending you want from there. I got the one where you shoot Amy and you get arrested.
That's crazy. I know you could do that.
Yeah, when she's there, because you find her when she jumps out the window, you can shoot her, and then you run back and a cop pulls you over, and your guy like immediately confesses to shooting her. And then the other one I got was shooting
You shoot
gray
the deer?
no gray man that is up past Amy, who you find later on because he's a character later on. The
Green Man. The other
the
priest?
yeah, the other priest.
Oh,
I
shit.
forget his name.
Father Garcia?
Yeah, Father Garcia. He's like he's there, and you can
Damn.
shoot him because he'll run away the second he sees you. But if you shoot him and you get back, you walk back to your car and you're all fine, and you're driving away, and you're like, oh man, doing his little monologue, and then the Slenderman pops up in the back seat and just murks you.
Gotcha. If you shoot the deer, a gang of deer will show up and beat you to death.
Hell yeah.
Which is my favorite one. That was the one that I was like, "Ah, that's fucking good."
But I
I
could
to
see.
be fair, when I played, I didn't know there was any secret endings.
Yeah.
Um,
Did you shoot the
but
deer? Or did you just get the regular good
no,
ending?
no, I shot the fuck it, I shot the Slenderman in the
Okay.
head.
Okay.
Well, what happened first was, like, I shot something and the shotgun disappeared from my hands. I was like, "Oh, I guess let's go to my car." I got fucking mugged and murdered right out front.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so, I was like, "Okay, I'll bring the gun and shoot this guy."
I
Because I was so
saw.
scared. Like, I
Yeah.
didn't wanna play more because I was so scared, but it's a good thing.
Yeah, that's see, I've steeled myself to horror games more so at least where I can still play them. But I will say I can only play for like an hour or two, especially at night. If it's daytime, I could like I played through all of like chapter 2 when it wasn't night
Mhm.
and it was fine. Like I didn't really get scared. I got like jumpy when there was like jump scares, but I wasn't like atmosphere wise spooked, which I think is where it comes when it's like night out, you know. There's the cultist ending too in the first one, which I didn't get, but I
Mm.
saw. I don't remember how you get it, but like you are driving down the road and then like there's like a fallen tree in the road and you have to stop and then like a ton of cultists surround you and like do some ritual on you or something.
Yeah, I forget what it is. I forget how you get that one, but
Yeah.
I saw that too. You have to, like, not exorcise a demon or something like that, or, like
Yeah, something like that.
basically, I think, like, let Amy fuck around.
Fuck around and find out, yeah.
Yeah, there's a cool in the 3rd chapter, you go or maybe this yeah, in the 2nd chapter, there's a secret ending that I almost wanted to go back and get, where you literally because you drive around in that one,
Is it the one where you
you can get a secret ending where you just get the fuck back in your car every time.
Oh, I was wondering
You
that
pull
that's the
you
third.
pull up to the hospital and you're like, "Oh, is that the 3rd
Yeah,
one?"
it's the third.
Okay, but you just, like, you show up to the hospital, you just get back in your car, you show up to the, like, house, you get back in your car, you show up to the fucking, like, preschool, you get back in your car.
Yeah.
Just super funny, and then you get, like, an ending where just everything goes to shit because you
Because you didn't
fucking
do
do
anything.
anything.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
so funny.
the
I was
protagonist just
wondering
stayed home.
because I saw you could just leave immediately, and I almost did in the first, not immediately, but I went all the way to the right in the first bit, and I didn't see anything, and I was like, all
Mm,
right,
mhm.
like I guess it's all just um, like cosmetic, but I guess I'll go check the left anyway. And then I checked the left, and then I actually went in the building. But like up until I actually entered the building, because I didn't even know it was a door, I was like, I guess
Mm,
they just let
mhm.
you stop at little spots and investigate it. That's cool.
Funny.
My ass was about to
Uh,
get that ending.
It'd been super funny if you just left. I wonder
Yeah.
what happened if you left one area but finished the others.
Probably just like the not good ending, but maybe not the worst ending.
Yeah, yeah.
I saw
All the
there's a secret ending for the second one where you can like be evil. There's like an evil ending for it.
yeah, yeah. Also,
Which
we're just full spoilers at this point,
yeah,
man.
you know. I mean, not
Fuck
really.
it,
Like we're saying like kind of what the endings are, but we're not actually explaining
that's
the story
fair.
in the slightest. Mostly because I don't fully understand it.
Yeah, I would see it. I wanna break it down, but I you are gonna finish it hopefully, and so
Yeah.
I don't wanna spoil anything for you either. Um, it's a really cool story, especially once someone explained it to me on the
Yeah.
internet. I was like, "Wow, that's really cool." There's really cool, the secret boss that you fought,
Yeah.
there's a secret ending where if you kill the secret boss in every chapter,
I don't know if I found the
which is
secret
real.
boss in chapter 2.
Yeah. So, you have to still, like it gets increasingly harder to find them, I
Do
think,
you
is
have to
from what I
do
was looking
the
at.
do you have to do the marathon mode? Because I don't think it
I don't
saves your
know.
progress, does it?
Oh, I think it does,
Oh, I don't know. Maybe.
but maybe not, I don't
Yeah.
know. I didn't see that, but yeah,
Fair enough.
you have to, like, because it's called the Unholy Trinity, so
Yeah.
there's 3 bosses that make up the Unholy Trinity,
Fair
which is
enough.
pretty cool. So you fuck them all up, you get a cool ending.
Oh
So,
yeah.
shout out anyone listening to this that wants to really try really hard to find them, or I recommend just watch a guide
Just
and
watch
do
some
it
dude
that
do
way.
it. Yeah.
Just watch some guy do it, and either that's enough for you or you wanna just go play, and that's fine too.
There you go. It's your choice.
Um, yeah, hey, free will and all. Can't wait till that's fucking gone. Am I right?
Hey, so true. In
I'm
this
I'm over it.
in this
I am
economy,
over it. People do not deserve free will. I think we've proven that as a race of human beings.
as a racist human being,
No, well, if I was, I would not deserve free will.
oh,
So in a way, it proves
hey,
my point.
free will means we can be racist if we want. We just have to face the consequences.
Okay, do it.
Nah,
Fucking silent. Yeah, good call. Good
I think I'm all right.
call. Yeah, we're
I'm
not.
exercising my free will to not be a racist.
It's my free will to be a decent human being
Yeah.
and not be an asshole.
Well,
If I edit this, I'm using AI to generate some just horrible shit
you got to
for
cut
you to
it around. So I'm like, I want to be a racist.
say. I'm gonna have the fucking Commodore 64 read it out.
Yeah.
That sounds like the game. Anyway,
We
game worked great on Steam Deck.
need to get that picture from like Halloween like 4 years
Oh,
ago,
where
3
you're
years
just a
ago.
ghoul.
Yeah,
You're
I'm a
just
ghoul
transparent.
and make it in this art style. Just redraw it.
That'd actually be great. You did look like a character in this
I
game.
did, yeah. Oh.
Father Garcia gone horribly wrong.
Yeah, it's crazy this game works on the Steam Deck. It's very
It's really just high red. I mean, sometimes though, like games like this, I feel like you throw it on the Steam Deck and like it needs like the point and click, and it's just not programmed well because it's made by like a couple people.
yeah, fair enough.
So there's always the chance that shit doesn't work on the Steam Deck, but it worked. It worked great.
Yeah.
And it I don't know if it made it scarier, but it made it feel scarier because I was able to play like curled up in a chair,
Okay, yeah.
like with it in my like handheld, you know.
Yeah.
And there's something about that that felt like intimate in a way, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's like it's right up next to you.
It's
I
right
get it.
up in your face and like it's minimal, like I'm not like typing or like I don't know how to explain it, but it felt good. It was a
Hey.
good Steam Deck game. I highly recommend. This is a Steam, especially oof, get an Airbnb out in the woods. Draw a circle on the ground, a pentagram in your own
And
blood.
then you sit in it
And then
and you
you
play.
sit in there, light some candles,
And you play for 3 minutes before you go on YouTube
undress,
Shorts.
and play for 3 minutes, get scared, and go on YouTube Shorts.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's and watch The Boys.
Watch the boys only on YouTube Shorts, but watch the boys.
6 seconds at a time.
Yo, I can't believe the deep said that.
Oh, that's
Sigma,
crazy.
Sigma.
Oh my god, you should see the fucking things people post. It's crazy. YouTube is just as toxic as everywhere else,
Arguably
which is
more.
why we decided to become content creators.
Hell yeah.
Do you feel ready to give a review? I think I
Yeah,
went first last week.
yeah,
From memory,
I can
right?
give a review. I'll say there's an asterisk because I haven't finished it for sure.
Mhm.
Because I think it would depend on how I like the last chapter and like the conclusion of the story because that's like the whole part I'm there for at this point. You're
Mhm.
not there for the gameplay. I think, not giving it a score, I think people that really love this game are the people that love finding secrets in games, like, and
Yeah.
like really diving deep. That's probably where like someone would say this is like their favorite game. It's if like they just get to go and like find because there's like 40 secrets in like a couple of the like notes. I mean, in like a couple of the episodes, not to mention like
Yeah.
endings and
Yo, if
everything.
I couldn't do this because on my Steam Deck, but there's a secret game built into the file structure of the game,
Yeah.
and there's different builds you can look at, like there's like concept art and like test builds of like VR modes. It's
Yeah.
pretty crazy. This game is chock full of secrets. Definitely ripe for someone to make it their whole identity.
If you're not into that, watch like a 5 hour YouTube video that someone's definitely made on this game and like
Yep,
explains every single thing to the tiniest like detail.
absolutely. Yeah, this game would make a fantastic creepypasta.
Oh
Like
yeah.
it is that. Like if you just watch someone like even if you just watched like a playthrough like with no audio, I think that would be awesome. Of just someone who's like gonna like one tap the bosses every time, you know?
Yeah.
You just get the story and the vibes. Like if you just watch that alone in the dark, like that's fucking scary enough, I think,
That's
even,
a spooky movie, yeah.
which is cool. And I definitely admire the game for achieving that level of interactability in such a like cool, simple yet complex form.
Yeah. I'll say as someone whose favorite horror games are probably just like the Resident Evils I've played. I haven't played a shit ton of horror games. I'm not like some like connoisseur. I've just played more than you for sure. I my favorite part of those games, I think most people's, is the early game when you're weak and you don't really have weapons and like you're kind of forced to run away from things and be scared of things before like, when you get to the end and they're just chucking enemies at you and it turns into more of like a shooter. I do like that aspect of this one, but there's just literally no gameplay besides walking around. I feel like such a goblin brain gamer. I'm like I need something to shoot at.
I mean, because it's fun. It's fun to shoot
But
stuff.
also, I mean, like there are a lot of games that I love where you don't shoot anything, but those are more like choice-driven story games, I guess.
Yeah.
Which
I
I'm also okay with. But
yeah, like your As Do you play As Dusk Falls? It's a great one.
I haven't
It's
played
all just
that. But it is
choices.
like, all like the Dark Pictures are like great examples of horror
Mhm,
games where you
mhm.
don't have a lot of gameplay, and they're not really that great, but I have a lot of fun with them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Uh, so I guess right now for Faith, um, it's a hard one. I'm gonna give
It's not
it.
that hard.
I'm gonna
It's just a
give it.
number.
I'm gonna give it 5 monster deer, even though I haven't seen any out of 10.
I don't even think they're monsters. I think they just stand on two legs and punch you to death.
Do you see a regular deer do that? They sound like monsters to me.
I think that's fair. Yeah, I have not seen a regular deer do that. Um, yeah, 5 out of 10 feels right.
We're
Now, it's
monster
not the
deer.
score I'm gonna give. Sorry, 5 monster deer out of 10.
We're monster
Seems
deer. Of
right.
course we stand on our legs and punch
No.
people.
Oh my god. Good job, monster deer. Fucking pay taxes and I'll respect you. Yeah, I'm gonna give a similar score but before like I said, the story is great. I would give the story an 8.5 to a 9 out of 10. Like the
Yeah,
vibes and
yeah, yeah,
everything
yeah, yeah.
around. I think the gameplay is 2 out of 10 to 3 out of 10 levels. So I'll give my actual score because I could just take the average of that, but I haven't finished this game, but I feel comfortable giving it this score because for me the gameplay was so bad that it like made me like I don't even want to go back and play this because I was so frustrated. And if a game
And scared.
does that to me, no, it was scared, but that's good. I like that. I like that. And I don't know. I'm stumbling over my words right now, but I would give this game a 4 out of 10. There we go. 4. Sorry. Cut.
Cut, cut, cut that, cut that, cut that.
Note to myself in the future. I would give this game 4 Amy's out of 10.
Poor Amy's.
Yeah.
My mom.
And I know what you're thinking. When you're listening to this, you're thinking, "Oh, this guy's so lame. He can't even beat a boss. He doesn't respect the art form.
That's what I was thinking.
This is an indie game and it's really cool. It's full of secrets and the vibe is so yeah, no.
I was thinking all
I
that.
also have you ever played the game Norco? Fantastic. Very similar to this in the fact that it's weird and it has a very particular vibe and a similar art style and an awesome story. But you know what that game doesn't do? Fucking make you play shitty boss fights and like make gameplay get in the way. You know?
Damn.
You know? You want to play a good game that's similar to this? Go play Norco. That's a 9 out of 10 right there. Okay?
Anyway, I'll say
This game is ugh. I'm
I
so frustrated because I wanted to like it so badly, and then I just like it was like they just like took a shit on me.
I think if I really like the story, once I finish it, and then I go and like dive deeper, and I have that itch to dive deeper, it would probably be like an 8 out of 10 for me. But it really depends on how I like the third act.
Let me know how that mirror guy goes.
Yeah, I'll see. I did
Oh,
fine with the umbilical cord, homie.
it's just crazy. I don't know what.
I will
Oh,
say,
I
so
hated
the
that guy.
spoiler alert, the final boss of the second chapter uses all like the patterns from all the previous bosses that you fought up to that
Mhm.
point. And one of them is the umbilical cord one, and like it's like her third phase that she whips that one out, and that did kill me a lot because I just kept running into it. But the best strategy is to basically just stay still and let it go around you, is what I did
Uh,
most of the time. Because I noticed when I try to dodge it, I dodge right into it. 'Cause I think they adjust based on where you're moving. But if you just kind of chill and like make really small adjustments, you're fine.
Well, that's great to know for someone who's never gonna
Yeah,
play the
for
game.
when you play it again. What?
What? What? That's crazy. Oh my god. Oh man, I feel bad. Giving 4 out of 10 kind of hurts.
Yeah, well, I
I
mean,
can tell there's like
this indie company is going to be sunk after.
I can just tell there's so much like there's genuinely I think so much love in this game, and like a reverence for the horror genre and what makes horror good. Because they're taking a story that's like, the priest exorcising demons is played out as shit.
Yeah.
Like, that's a story that honestly, like nowadays would probably make a like you see those movies come out and they get like 6 out of 10s or whatever, like or
Mm-hmm.
less. And they took that concept and they made it very, very intriguing. Even is kind of silly at the end. One of the okay, spoiler, one of the main bad guys, this is revealed in chapter 2, so it's not like endgame. One of
Yeah,
the main bad guys' name is Gary,
it's true.
which is fucking I laughed out loud and I was like, that's so funny, but it doesn't take away from the game being scary. And they just have like I said, a deep respect for the genre, and I think even the era of games that they're like replicating here.
Mm-hmm.
And it just sucks that I was bounced so hard by the gameplay. Okay, we gotta lift my spirits. I'm ready to hear what game we're playing next week.
Oh boy, so am I. I'm between two, to be honest with you. Both complete polar opposite games.
Okay, is one of them an 8-bit horror game?
Neither of them are 8-bit horror games. Neither of them are horror games. I did wishlist a horror game for the future, but I didn't want to do two in a row.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's good. I can't handle that.
Yeah. Okay. This is a game out of left field. Okay, this one's only playable on the Steam Deck, but not verified, which is always a question mark.
Oof, I do have a laptop.
That's fair. This you could definitely run this
Yeah.
on your laptop also.
I
Yeah,
also have a gaming laptop, so I could.
we're gonna do this one because it is just it's very different from what we've done, which I feel like we've done a lot of action, like high octane games.
Okay, well, to be fair, we've done 4 games, and like one of that, like okay, we're cultured. We've had some variation.
We have for sure,
We did 2 action games in a row though, which was a mistake.
and we're not we're doing one non-action game again. Let me tell you, the
Lay it on me.
game we're playing. This I'm trying to. I always miss finding the share button. Here it is.
Oh, I was just gonna type it in.
Oh, okay. Well, you're gonna know exactly what it is when you hear the first word. Our game for this week: Grocery Store Simulator.
Oh, I fucking hate you. I hate you so much. Sorry, is it the Grocery Store Simulator prologue or just Grocery Store
It's just
Simulator?
Grocery Store Simulator.
Okay. This is so interesting. You're right. This is out of left field. I never would have expected this. Not in a million years would I have guessed
Oh yeah.
that this is what we're gonna play. I'm kind of worried for myself. I think there's a very good chance I become heavily addicted to this game.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. There is
Oh,
also
boy.
4-player co-op mode, which is really funny.
That's pretty crazy. I wonder what that looks like. I hope some people can be the customers.
Yeah, that'd be
good.
fun. You could like steal stuff.
Or I can like employ you.
Yeah.
Like the ugliest grocery store too. Like the
Oh
interior is
yeah.
just like blue walls and like cement floor.
It's just a big cube. I've never seen a
It's
grocery store that
funny.
looks remotely like this.
No,
It's like a quickie
no.
mart.
Maybe like a quickie. I was about to say.
Yeah.
My cat just opened the closet.
Whoa.
Bad boy. Bad boy.
Anyway, stay tuned for Grocery Store Simulator.
So funny you picked this. Yep. Stay tuned. Sorry. I'll
Wong Yong and Brentatron, you know we got big dongs.
Our money long, our pocket strong, we smoke bong, big bong.
Are tall, you are small, you mess with us, you'll take a fall.
We at the mall, we buy it all, like Vans, we off the wall.
Me and Brent, kings of trap, and if we fall, land like a cat.
Skate fast, eat ass, lick my balls, taste like trash. I clean whites, router, cocaine, powder, blooming like a flower, booming, I got power.
Skittles taste and sour, my dick tall like a tower.